এবং হ্যামট্রামিকের শুভাকাঙ্ক্ষীরা, আমি বেশ কয়েকটা মিটিং করছি বিভিন্ন কমিউনিটিতে এই ব্যাপারে। আজকে আমরা যেটা শর্টকাট মিটিংটা করব, এটা হলো হ্যামট্রামিক শহরের প্রপোজাল। 3টা প্রপোজাল আছে, যেটা আমি ফেসবুকে প্রত্যেকদিন অলমোস্ট লাইভ দিয়ে আসতেছিলাম। প্রপোজালের প্রথম প্রপোজালটা হলো আমাদের মিলেজ ইনক্রিজ, তার মানে ট্যাক্স ইনক্রিজ করবে 10 গুণের উপরে, অনলি ফর রিটায়ারি এমপ্লয়ীদের মেডিকেল বেনিফিটের জন্য। তাদের বেতন এনাফ, তারপরেও আমরা এটা তারা চাচ্ছে, এটাতে আমরা মানুষকে না ভোট দেওয়ার জন্য বলছি, এবং এটা আশা করি না ভোটে পাস হবে। তারপরে আর 2টা প্রপোজাল আছে, যেটা চার্টার অ্যামেন্ডমেন্ট, প্রপোজাল নাম্বার 1, প্রপোজাল নাম্বার 2। এই 2টা প্রপোজাল আমি 2009 থেকে আনার চেষ্টা করতেছিলাম, কোনো রকমে আমি মেজরিটি পাচ্ছিলাম না। তারপরে মিশিগান স্টেটকে দিয়েছিলাম, মিশিগান স্টেটে ফিক্স না করে চলে যাওয়ার কারণে এখন আমরা মেজরিটি পাওয়াতে এই 2টা প্রপোজাল সিটি অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেটর অ্যান্ড ফাইন্যান্স ডাইরেক্টরের পরামর্শক্রমে এই 2টা প্রপোজাল আমরা আনছি। এই প্রপোজালটাতে কোনো জায়গায় ফায়ার এবং পুলিশ কাটার কোনো নির্দেশনা নাই, কোনো একটা ওয়ার্ড নাই। এই প্রপোজালটা শুধু আমাদেরকে ডোর ওপেন করার সুযোগ দিবে। তারপরে আমরা পুলিশ এবং ফায়ারকে নিয়ে যেভাবে তাদের পেনশনে আমরা স্টাফ মিনিমাম এমপ্লয়মেন্ট যেটা বলে, ন্যূনতম এমপ্লয়ি থাকতে হবে, না থাকলে বাধ্যতামূলক ওভারটাইম হবে। এই ওভারটাইম পেনশনে জমা হচ্ছে, আর্লি ইয়ারে পেনশনে চলে যাচ্ছে, $1,34,000 পেনশন পাচ্ছে। এইসব সবগুলি আমাদের যদি ঠিক করতে হয়, এই 2টা প্রপোজাল আমাদের দরজাটা ওপেন করে দিবে। ওপেন করার পর সিটি ম্যানেজার, ফাইন্যান্স ডাইরেক্টর, কমিউনিটি লিডার, কাউন্সিলম্যান, আমরা সবাই বসে এই সিটিকে কিভাবে রিস্ট্রাকচার করা যায় এ নিয়ে আমরা আলাপ করব। এটা শুধু ডোর ওপেন করবে আলাপের জন্য, না হলে আগামীতে আপনাদের এমপ্লয়ি থাকবে, পেনশনও বাইরে যাবে, আগামী বছর আরও বেশি হবে। সো আমাকে যারা সাহায্য করতেছিল এর মধ্যে সবাই আছেন, নাম সবার বলতেও দেরি হচ্ছে, আমরা চলে যাবে এখন। আহাদ ভাই অনেকদিন থেকে আমার সাথে এটার সাথে সহযোগিতা করে আসতেছিল। আমি আহাদ ভাইকে অনুরোধ করব, এখন আইসা আপনি কেতির সাথে আলাপ করে প্রপোজাল সম্বন্ধে আলাপ করেন, যেটা মানুষের মোর এটা বিশ্বাসযোগ্যতা আসবে। শুধু আমি বলে যাচ্ছি মানুষ এটা বলতেছে, এখানে এলিম ভাইও আছে, আপনারা আলাপ করেন, তখন মানুষ একটু বিশ্বাস করবে। ধন্যবাদ আপনাদেরকে। থ্যাংক ইউ খ্যাতি।
Thank you, Hassan bhai. Thank you, manager. Thank you for giving us time. And dear friends, community leaders, and Hamtramck citizens, if you can come closer, please. We know that there are 3 proposals in city of Hamtramck general election, and the reason we are due to come here today to clarify some of these issues, proposals, and those proposals well distributed in the community, but there are still some confusion regarding this. Yes, no, on explaining stuff, but those are, I think, those are public documents, and I think you can explain it clearly as much as you can. First, I will ask you, is there any other proposal other than this?
I'm going to remove my mask because we're all socially distanced, and with that reason we're outside, and I'm going to remove my mask, but I have been wearing that. So thank you. First, thank you for inviting me today. Before I answer this, I'm going to remind everybody I'm wearing a census shirt today, which all the city employees do on Tuesdays. If you haven't participated in the census yet, you have until October 31st to be counted. We'll speak about that tonight at the city council meeting, and as we do every Tuesday. If you have not, if your family has not, if your friends have not, please participate in the census. So with that, your question was, are there other proposals? The answer is no. There are 3 proposals that will be on the November 3rd ballot. You can vote early, but November 3rd is the last day to vote.
We'll go through like one by one, and I'll ask some specific question to just clarify, not yes or no, just clarify. And on each proposal, after I finish one, If you think that some question need to be more clarified, what I did not ask, please do so.
All right.
Before we move on to next one. First one, first proposal to increase the millage levy to fund the police and firefighters retirement systems. My first question, why police and fire? What about the other employee get retired from city of Hamtramck? Do they get pension or no?
So different employee groups are eligible for a pension. And once someone's pension amount is set, we cannot change that. It's a federal law that protects pensions. The reason that this levy is for police and fire is because Public Act 345 allows that. So you see here, Public Act 345 of 1937 was enacted to allow for cities to levy up to the amount that it costs specifically for police and fire only. Right now, we levy $500,000 on every property in Hamtramck. That brings in about $103,000 that will pay for the police and fire. In total, we pay well over $2 million, nearly $3 million for pensions. And so this amount.
When you say half a meal, it is half a meal. What
Yes.
is half a meal in dollar amount?
In dollar amount, a homeowner, if this were to pass, it would cost a homeowner about an additional $250 annually. And what that's based on is the
$250 per
homeowner.
per homeowner.
Yes, annually. And what that's based on is our average SEV, which are state equalized value. Some homes are above average, some are below. But that median would cost about $250, and it would fund only police and fire. We pay about $3 million a year out of the general fund for pensions for all employees, but about $2.2 million of that is for police and fire. Those are fixed amounts that we cannot change.
Why do you need to increase it? Do we short 2.2 million right now?
So our budget is well over $3 million in the hole. We're dipping into fund balance annually to balance our budget, and that's what's causing a huge problem. This is one piece of it, and that's a funding mechanism that is approved by the state legislature, and we're allowed to levy that. Now, as a city manager, I can't say to you in my job as city manager, vote yes, vote no. But I will tell you, if this were a yes vote, I would come closer to balancing the budget if it were to be passed. Without it, we're in deficit spending regularly.
Can you answer like how much city of Hamtramck pays to each retiree, like highest and lowest?
Yeah, our highest now you remember that retirement is based on years of service, the amount of money you made while you were working for the city, etc. Our highest retiree is $11,247 per month. Now, that person was a former fire chief. That happened many years ago, and it is a bit of an anomaly, but we have a lot of retirees who are making over $5,000 a month, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month. The lowest retiree would be someone who is making a small amount of money, but maybe didn't work a full 25 or 30 years to gather that pension. Very minimal.
Do you know any chance what is Hamtramck citizens' median income is?
It's way lower than that. In fact,
How much could be?
it's in
Anyone can Google real quick?
25, 30.
it's around 30,000.
About 25,000.
25 to 30,000. You know, the new census is going to tell us some new information.
It is 2018.
Yes.
So it looks like to fund one retiree, highest, you need about five citizens, full-time 100% payment to cover one retiree. Do you think it is justified to the city of Hamtramck citizen, or it is a little bit exaggerated?
Well, remember, once a pension is set, the city has no control over changing that amount. The pension will end when that person no longer lives, or their family members stop receiving that pension. Because some can do that.
That pension.
The pensions were set by the administration at the time when the person retired. We no longer fund pensions in the way that retiree was. We have made adjustments. However, that one will stay in place for that person's lifetime.
Okay. Is there any other question you can go ask regarding that first proposal?
I think first proposal সবাই দিচ্ছে.
I mean, what I understood, it's a huge burden for our community.
And that'll be, what council did by passing and putting this proposal on the agenda.
Council did it.
Council members said, put it out there and let the voters decide, as they do with each one of these. The majority of council had to say, let the voters decide. So then each voter, each household, the registered voters, will vote yes or no based on their experience. And that way, council, what this proposal did is say to the community, we are not funded in our general fund to the appropriate amounts for our expenditures. How would the city residents like to weigh in on this? Now it's up to each resident to choose for their family how they would like to vote on this particular proposal.
এটা প্রপোজালে আসতো না, ওটা আমরা কাউন্সিলে শেষ করে ফেলতাম। আমি নো ভোট দিছি, আরো নো ভোট দিছে, 7 জনে ইয়েস ভোট দেওয়াতে এটা এখানে আসছে। সো এটা শর্টকাট করে ফেলতে পারি।
Now this one is just to increase for general citizen to vote to either increase or no.
Correct.
However, the deal you have already on place, can citizen vote yes or no on that?
On the 0.5%? No, that is in place. So that one is not coming up to a vote. That will remain in place.
Whatever is in place, it remain in place.
Correct.
This is for increase.
Additional
increase.
Yes. And then on an annual basis,
এটা হয়ে গেছে।
Mr. Ahmed, on an annual basis, City Council would say how much it would go to, but it could go up to, but not to exceed 10.5 mils. They could set it at 5, they could set it at 4, but up to 10 would be within the council's purview.
Any questions?
No. I have a quick question. Does like all of the city employee get defined benefit plan for
No,
retirement?
not any longer.
Okay.
That was something for retirees in the past,
Yes, right.
and now it is not the case
Modified.
citywide. It's
Okay.
been modified where some employees contribute to their pension,
Okay.
and some of the employees that were there for a period of time are continue on what was theirs when they were hired, but the city has moved away from that, and rightly so.
It's the very minimum employee.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead.
Yes, I'm sorry, my apology, I'm late. I'm coming just
Council.
walk directly right here. People, as of now, I know last year, but as of now, I don't know. How many we have employees in City of Hamtramck?
Our current employees, we have about 100 current employees, and we have about a little less than 300 retirees.
223.
Yes.
Around 100 employees, but retiree around 200.
223.
Correct.
So এখন এটা ক্লোজ করে ওই আপনি প্রপোজাল বানাবেন।
Let's move on to proposal 1. First one do not have any number, so careful on that first proposal where is increasing the millage. There is no number. It is just city proposal to increase millage levy fund. So there is no number. And there are two, proposal 1 and proposal 2. These two has number, but this one doesn't have number. So just to clarify that. How about proposal 1? What it is about?
Charter amendment.
So these two charter amendments go hand in hand. In order for there to be any change, they both have to pass. If one passes and one fails, they both fail.
So she's
They
going
are
to talk
not
about two of them
independent.
together.
We'll talk about them together.
Yeah.
So what the charter amendments do, and these were put on the ballot by council as proposed by Councilman Hassan and Councilman El Marsoumi. They brought these to council, so they're best equipped to explain what their intention was. But I can tell you what a yes vote or a no vote would mean. I won't advocate for either, because that's not within my purview as city manager, but what I can do is tell you what it means. So currently, as a part of our charter, it requires us to have a fire department and a police department with certain language. And what that is under Article 9, Section 16, Article 10, Section 1 through 5 for the fire department, and a similar section for the police department. And what it calls for is the way the departments are structured, with a chief and with the members of the department. What these two proposals do is remove that language from the charter and allow for city council and administration, then under the council's direction, to have a fire and police department in the best way possible for the city of Hamtramck. So if it is, if this were to pass, if both were yes, then city council would direct city administration to
With the community leaders
structure
together.
the department differently. And the way that that would happen would be to bring community leaders around the table, along with members of the fire department, the police department, administration,
Everyone.
a subcommittee of council, community leaders from all
Subcommittee,
different
community
parts
leader.
of the community, you know, whether it's north, south, east, west, Bengali, Yemeni, Polish, you know,
African
whatever,
American,
come
whatever.
together around the table and say how they would like to have their community protected. It would likely take a very long time to change this, because all of those opinions will be at the table, and we'll also study what the best response is. But we wouldn't do this without a response from the community. How do you see police? How do you see fire? You know, which department provides which services? And then we would move forward from there.
So these two proposals proposed by Hassan and Masmoud.
Masmoud.
Who proposed that one?
This was put on by council also,
Council.
but its city administration said this is one way that we can work to
Give them money.
answer the deficit that we have in the general fund. Could I speak to that for a moment?
Please.
We'll go there.
No,
Okay.
After we finish the
Okay.
we'll go
Already
to
আমরা
fund
বাঙালি আমরা দিচ্ছি।
and total budget.
Okay.
We'll go there.
Okay.
So, Mr. Kathy, so budget, whatever budget you have right now, what is the shortfall?
Let's finish these two.
That's coming over there for them.
Is it clear to everyone like what these two proposal is?
So make sure we have to vote it yes.
And she
If you
cannot say
voted
no.
yes,
No, no, no.
She can't say
I mean,
anything.
She cannot do
She
No, no,
already
she
told-
that's not
if
it.
I can say this, if you voted yes on both, it would allow city council and administration, along with the community, to determine how best to deliver fire and police services to our residents and businesses.
Good.
And what
Because
you,
I know you have an opinion about how that would be, and you would sit together at you know, in a group, several meetings talking about the community. We would come out to the community could come into City Hall, whichever works best, and we, you know, survey the community about what you want in a police and a fire department. I know you want to feel safe.
Definitely.
Make no mistake, you want to feel safe, but how those services are delivered.
Excellent.
one question community have right now, some people, some fire department from the people also describing, explaining to the people, we are eliminating the fire department.
That's
Don't-
not true.
Okay.
So it's not
This is
true.
not an elimination. This is restructuring.
Or modification.
Restructuring the community. Probably, what I'm understanding, probably you have police like this, going like this. Structure might be like this. Your fire department might be, you know, even bigger letter like this. So if you can do
Or modify.
like
that's
this, you know, you are eliminating probably 5 positions here.
Well,
We're not saying that.
and I think the first thing is to say
this is one thing, just quick.
it's one way.
One way,
But
yeah.
that may not be, you know, it may be that the decision is to have independent fire department and police remain the same. It may be, you know, let's work
One
with
umbrella.
another municipality to provide those same services. It may be, now people are saying that
Part-time.
it's creating a public safety department. That does not say that on that
what
proposal.
we think as a community, maybe police and fire, they are structuring their own department by themselves and creating a big issue or big burden for the community where there is like 2.2 million deficit just on retiree, not the people who are serving. They might have big chunk of that city. So if everybody get together, discuss and restructure it, maybe they can save some money and redistribute it to somewhere else to have better service.
That's correct.
That things will happen when you will say no.
So if we say no,
Yes.
so
If you say yes,
I mean, if
Then-
we say yes, then we will have a chance to discuss.
chance to discuss.
If we say no, that means it's closed. Door is closed.
And we are still the same.
Opportunity, I mean, it will be same.
Stay same as it is.
Deficit 3.3 million this year
No.
is coming.
If you say no, then there will be what I'm understanding. If you say no to this too, that means don't touch it. Then you have this deficit, and
And,
if you say no on this one too,
That's already gone. Yeah.
then there will be a problem. Okay, where I'm getting this 2.2 million now from?
Okay. So here, যদি আমরা এভাবে রেখে দিই 3.3 million short right now. Next year going to be 4 million. Then Wayne County jail, because you guys questioning, she don't have her own statement. She did her own statement in other community very good. Wayne County jail will be done very soon. 1.5 million gone. Your revenue is only 13 million, 14 million is going down. But your expense, day after day, one more retire, go one up. So right now 18 million is your expense, 13 million is your income. How you gonna do it if we don't do nothing? So how long you can survive? Fund balance, no more.
We'll come to this. If you do not have any question on this,
This to Kathy.
can you do a closing statement on this to your citizen?
I think Hassan Bhai will be better to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get it because you
Yeah.
guys are live.
Right.
We have to be-
No, I gotta be
come here
careful.
and do a closing statement just on this and as a citizen what to do. I was thinking that. That's right.
We were requesting Hassan Bhai to close the statement.
Okay. So প্রথম যে প্রপোজাল সেটা হলো উপরে জাস্ট প্রথম পাতায় না দ্বিতীয় পাতায় সিটির প্রথম অংশ উপরের অংশে এটা অলরেডি আমাদের বাঙালি এবং ইয়ামানি বুঝে গেছে এটাতে ন দিচ্ছে তো কিন্তু চার্টার অ্যামেন্ডমেন্ট প্রপোজাল নাম্বার 1 and 2 কে মিসগাইড করতেছে ফায়ার ডিপার্টমেন্ট আমাদের ফায়ার ট্রাক চালাইয়া লিফলেট বিলি করতেছে এটাকে সতর্ক করে দিছে সতর্ক করে দিছে সো এই দুইটাতে কোনো জায়গায় লেখা নাই আমরা ফায়ার ডিপার্টমেন্ট পুলিশ ডিপার্টমেন্ট এলিমিনেট করবো ওকে সো ফায়ার ডিপার্টমেন্টের দুইটা অংশ নিয়ে ফায়ার ডিপার্টমেন্ট ক্রিয়েটেড এলিম একটু শুনিয়েন সবাই শুনিয়েন একটা হলো ইএমএস আর একটা হলো ফায়ার ট্রাক ইএমএস তারা চালাইতে পারতেছে না সবসময় ইএমএস স্টার্ট দিতে পারে না আমরা ইএমএস কে 2013-এ আউটসোর্স করে ডেট্রয়েটকে দিছি কোনো কমপ্লেন নাই লেস মানি মোর সার্ভিস নো ইস্যু তাহলে ফায়ার ডিপার্টমেন্ট অনলি 50% রাইট নাও 50% অলরেডি বিন আউটসোর্সিং এই 50%-এর মধ্যে এখনো পর্যন্ত এই বছর একটা ঘর পড়া যায়নি
Right.
ওকে ওভার 4 মিলিয়ন চলে যাচ্ছে 3 to 4 মিলিয়ন চলে যাচ্ছে যদি পেনশন অ্যাড করে আরো বেশি যাচ্ছে তো এখন আপনারা কতদিন দিবেন আমরা তো বলতেছিলাম আমরা বলতেছি মোর রিজার্ভ মোর পার্ট টাইম লেস কস্ট মোর পিপল টু স্প্রে দ্য ওয়াটার উইথ দ্য 6 week trainings ওকে সো সে বলতেছিল অন্য কমিউনিটিতে পড়ছে এখন আমরা বলছে আমি বলতে পারি সে বলছে এই জিনিসগুলি আমরা যেভাবে খুঁজতেছি এভাবে যদি আসে সিটি হবে ব্রাইট ওকে এই হলো তার ইয়া সো আমি তারে আনছি তারে আপনারা ধন্যবাদ জানাইয়েন অনেকে আমার কথা বিশ্বাস করতেছিল আমাদের কমিউনিটির কয়েকজন ভাই এটারে মিসলিড দিতে করতেছে,
Misguide.
ইভেন মিসগাইড করতেছে। ইভেন এলিম ভাই আজকে সকালে একটু আগে
Nicely closing statement.
দিচ্ছি দিচ্ছি, তো এমনিও বুঝে গেছে। সো আমার অনুরোধটা হবে যে আমাদের সিটিকে যদি আমরা রক্ষা করতে চাই, আমি আমার বাংলাদেশি ভাই বোনদেরকে হাত জোর করে অনুরোধ করতেছি, আপনাদের হাতে পায়ে ধরে অনুরোধ করতেছি, এটা আমার ভোট না, এটা আমাদের বাঙালিদের ইস্যু। বাঙালিদের একটা টাকা ওদের পকেটে ফ্লোরিডাতে চলে যাবে, বসে বসে খাবে, আমি চাই না। আমার কোনো একটা বাড়ি। আর আমি আপনাদেরকে আবার হাত জোর করে হাতে পায়ে ধরে আপনাদেরকে অনুরোধ করতেছি, আপনারা প্রপোজাল নাম্বার 1, প্রপোজাল নাম্বার 2-তে ইয়েস ভোট দিবেন, যেটা নিচের দিকে আসে। উপরটা আপনারা সবাই নো ভোট দিচ্ছেন আমি জানি, কিন্তু এই দুইটা না দিলে এটা সার্থকতা থাকতেছে না। তো সুতরাং এই দুইটা ভোট দেওয়ার জন্য আপনাদেরকে আবারও হাত জোর করে আমি অনুরোধ করতেছি। আমি হাসান বিভিন্ন সময় আসছি, বিভিন্ন দান্দা করে আমার ভোট নিতে আসছি, এবার আপনাদের কাছে আসছি শুধু জাতীয় স্বার্থে, আপনাদের স্বার্থে, আপনাদের কাছে আমি হাত জোর করতে আসছি, এটা কোনো আমার স্বার্থ নয়। আপনারা প্লিজ আমার ভাইয়েরা যারা ভুল বুঝতেছেন তারাও আসেন, আমরা একসাথে বসি, আমরা বসি কিভাবে এটাকে কন্ট্রোল করতে পারি, আমাদের সিটিকে উন্নয়নের দিকে নিতে পারি, এটার জন্য আমরা আপনাদের কাছে অনুরোধ জানাচ্ছি। আপনাদের সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ। আপনারা যাবেন বাজেটে, আপনি আঘাত আসবেন। ওকে, আহাব ভাই এখন বাজেট সম্বন্ধে আলাপ করবে, কারণ উনি স্টাডি করতেছে বাজেট 2009 থেকে। গো হেড আহাব ভাই।